Welcome to Mimi's Home and Garden. Today we're going to be making another rope bowl. This one is more of a patriotic theme, just in time for the 4th of July. So what I needed to buy was one roll of clothesline. I purchased this at Walmart. This is the 100-foot, and it's kind of a cotton poly blend. And it's an easy process. You just start making a circle and then sewing it using a zigzag stitch, and you just coil it around and around, catching both sides of the rope. And I do have a video how to make a rope bowl. I will link that below that gives more detailed information on how to begin this and how to create the bowl. But it is a very easy process, and I just chose some white thread to use with this off-white rope. Now, as you can see, it gets bigger and bigger, and I want to kind of determine how big I want this bowl to be. So I've pulled out a Tupperware bowl, and I'm going to lay this bottom across the bottom of it just to kind of get an idea if this is the size bowl I want. The smaller the bottom of your bowl, the smaller the bowl. And I think this is going to work perfect. I just kind of lay it on top of the bowl, and now I know I need to start turning it. And while you're sewing, you're going to lift up one edge and hold it up. And that is what helps the bowl to get its shape. So I've started the zigzag stitch, and I'm just lifting up the coiled bottom piece. And then you just go round and around. Here's a better shot of that. Here's the bowl. You can see I've got a lot done on it. And you just put it into your sewing machine. Start the zigzag stitch, but you hold that bowl up. And that's what gives it its curve. And then you just go around and around. And if you go back and you see where you've missed a spot, you can always put it back in and sew that little spot up. Now here is the finished bowl. Now you know I did not dip the cord into any kind of dye or paint, because I'm going to paint this one with acrylic paints after I make it. But I left about 2 feet of that rope because I wanted to do a decorative braid or roll around the edge. So you can see what I've done. I just take my hot glue gun and I'm just gluing, putting in a line of glue and just kind of making a curvy design on this bowl, and it goes all the way around the bowl. Now later you'll see what I'm going to do in between those curves. But it's an easy thing. You just go in there, and then once the glue cools a little bit, just pull off any excess that might slip out underneath the rope. It just gives it a nice finish on the outside of the bowl. Okay, we're going to get all of that glue down, and then we're going to tape off sections because I want to paint this red, white, and blue. So I just took a piece of painter's tape about the width that I wanted for my stripes, and just going to go around the edge. I've measured and marked about 2 inches down from the top, and that's where I'm placing my tape. And then you just put that masking tape all the way around the bowl. Now if you wanted to do yours one solid color, then you wouldn't have to do this step, but I really wanted mine red, white, and blue. And then you just press the tape down, and now we'll be ready to paint. Now the bottom of the bowl, I decided to go with red, so I just took some acrylic paint, watered it down just a little bit, and then I just took a brush and painted it. Now if you wanted to do the dyeing steps that I have in the video in the description box below, you could certainly do that. I wanted this to be a one-day project, so I just painted it instead of dyeing it. Now it took 2 coats to get that whole bottom done. but it looks really good and the paint really stiffens up the rope. Now I'm going to leave that middle strip white, and I'm going to do the strip close to the top a navy blue, and I also went inside the bowl and did the same thing. Now that the paint has completely dried, I can take off the tape and you'll see the strip in the middle. Now you can go back with some white paint and touch that up where the paint might have leaked under a little bit, but to me it looks really good, turned out good. I'm going to take some white acrylic paint and then just go around that stripe, touching up the blue and the red. And see how easy this is. Now you could have dyed this, just like I said in the other video, but for me, I wanted it to be a one-day project, to get it over with, done, so I could have it for my 4th of July celebration. And just went all the way around the edge, just kind of touching it up and filling it in with white. Okay, now I went to Walmart and I found these buttons. I was looking for wooden stars, but they had a whole pack of these different shape patriotic buttons for like $3.50. I said, this is perfect. So in between that coiled rope that I glued on, I'm putting stars. And you just hot glue them on. I'm putting it on the top and the bottom part of that curve. And that's basically it. You've got a patriotic bowl, perfect for parties. Now I am going to go back and add a coat of Mod Podge to this just to seal it good. And of course you could put a plastic bowl inside of that if you wanted to serve this with food, and it would be perfect. Ta-da! The finished bowl, filled with everything that we needed to get our 4th of July party going. Got my plasticware and napkins, but you could certainly use this as a chip bowl. Just put a plastic bowl inside of here and you could serve potato salad or chips out of it. You can just use it for just about anything, but this is how I'm going to set it up for the 4th of July celebration, and I think it turned out pretty good. There's so many things you can do with the rope bowl, and if you go back to my first video on how to make a rope bowl, I give really good detailed instructions. They're not hard to make, and there's just so many things you can do with them. So stay tuned, subscribe, hit the notification button so that you'll be notified. In August, I'm going to do a watermelon bowl, and then in the fall, I want to do a multicolor fall color bowl. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And always have a very blessed day, my friends. Thank you for watching.